Greetings, beloveds. So here's the first part of our energetic update. From the middle of October into November, the planet has been deeply immersed in the dark age. It is known as the Kali Yuga of this cycle, though we are emerging into the golden age, one with far more emotional faculties available to us as the divine feminine mysteries continue to anchor in their vibrations and work through us. Unfortunately, suffering has become somewhat normalized as the collective grapples with the declining societal conditions in response to this engineered crisis that breeds scarcity and triggers the overwhelming survival instinct. It is this fear itself that ironically perpetuates these unfavourable conditions through conforming to an authority who may have wielded this form of illusion to secure more control through deception. The condition of learned helplessness is a response to externalisation of power, granting authority to the permission to govern the livelihood of populations who otherwise would be resourceful and find innovative ways to thrive. We are invited to reclaim our power, to reclaim our dominion. See, humanity has otherwise been conditioned to believe that government is necessary and that left to their own devices they would plunder into chaos, turning on and exploiting one another for their own self-gain. This is why divide and conquer strategies have been orchestrated to pit populations off one another based on arbitrary divisions that exploit unresolved emotional wounds and moral causes embedded in the collective unconscious. This instills the sense that society needs law and order to regulate itself, though these come at a cost to personal freedoms and are used as a substitution for addressing the conflicts that still reside in the shadows. We carry a record of the history of mankind in our psyche, and through amnesia have suppressed the pain and suffering which needs to be surfaced for healing through appropriate education about the origins and forgotten history of humanity. We therefore continue to repeat dysfunctional cycles as a reflection of the unintegrated shadow, and different expressions of control continue to emerge to keep the global population subdued and disconnected from their higher awareness, which has been obstructed by ego identities as a coping mechanism. Eventually, all illusions will crumble and false identities will need to be peeled away. The current and upcoming disclosure events will provide the catalyst for this transformation, should the individual be able to grapple with the psychological discomfort of having their entire worldview shattered, which has otherwise defined their sense of identity and purpose. This is where those who have been doing the preparation work can be the way showers who help guide these individuals to more empowering states of consciousness, being the cause. At that point, they will be seeking out guidance as a matter of desperation and to manage the emotional fallout of having participated in and enforced this form of eugenics on themselves and others. Energetic resourcing are well invested at the moment in ensuring we are best equipped for the ensuing times through sincere efforts to attend to our own healing process, through enabling the appropriate time for introspection, this incubation period in solitude, free from external influences and distractions that keep attention otherwise preoccupied in the mind. Just this one. Remember, we have 3. They all have neural pathways and adaptability. at the expense of otherwise accessing trauma, trapped in the body, in those moments of surrender, giving the power away, or submission, where we keep our power and we instead enable the stillness, the presence of all that you are to echo through the highest intelligence of your body, if you choose. Practical action will also ensure that we free the energy to navigate through the destabilization of society as a result of the inevitable collapse of the current establishment, which can also represent a rebirth, depending on how we respond. Those that have acted upon the gift of insight to build a healthy environment with the right resources, with a strong, close-knit and aligned support network, I see you, as well as maintaining a balanced physical health in the face of amplified electromagnetic bombardment and an assortment of toxicity from multiple channels, will be able to adapt to the changes and pioneer new conditions, birthing new worlds by choosing to be the miracle worker, which is a timeless quality that happens through you, and that will inspire others into right action and give them the confidence, the strength, the courage that a new way of living is possible, is already happening. We've already won. We just need to continue to peel back the layers and unravel the abilities which these conditions bring, the opportunities to embody, to know thyself more deeper, the energetic hygiene and mastery that it is to go further within yourself, deeper, exploring the great mysteries of the feminine emotion, letting the highest intelligence of that body of yours, this perfect expression of the divine, show you what is needed to bear witness to. That is healing out of time. If we keep fighting the old through projecting emotional energy into dramas and ego complexes, whether or not we believe those causes to be justified, then we will only be draining our energy and will be of little use to anyone, least of all ourselves. Trying to force someone to change their perspective without their own participation, or for the sake of trying to prove our own superiority of knowledge or consciousness, will not enable that individual to learn through the application of their own sovereign free will, our superpower. Even if that free will has been manipulated, it is never silenced. We simply need to remember to listen, open and expand, and let that reverberation of the silence thunder through you, which is your absolute truth, your expression, your genius soul that is in the marrow of your bones. Functioning with a hero-savior complex can overshadow true responsibility when the situation permits, and will highlight where our own egos are preventing a genuine heart-centered approach that comes through forgiveness and compassion for the suffering of others who will face the self-imposed karmic responsibility of their choices when the truth comes to light. Everything is happening according to divine timing, not because the divine wants us to suffer, but because it permits us to learn through free will. Everyone has their own soul blueprint and learning requirements that can't be bypassed and must be integrated through personal experience. This may be painful for us to witness, but we too have to undergo cycles of trauma to reach our current level of understanding, and we still have so much to learn. More to come in part 2. See you very momentarily soon.